Hello, welcome back to my channel, Ginger Plans. Today I have my pre-Halloween kit, but it is my last Halloween kit that I'm using in my planner because the week of Halloween is basically just fall for me. I'm using this gorgeous Silly Studio art, which is, I think, just called Boo. Maybe it was Boo Party. I already forgot, but it was a printable from Pink Planner Shop. And then I used printable foil from Leonard Designs. And then I also got some fun foil from Plan With Me stickers, which I do PR for Plan With Me stickers and Leonard Designs. So you can always use my code Gen15 for both shops to save 15% off or get my cute freebie if there's already a sale going on. But this week was not my week. Let's just leave it at that. I also don't love how this spread turned out, so I am trying not to be an Eeyore here, but this is just the reality. And there's some weeks where you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I am obsessed. And then other weeks where you're like, this is my spread, this is the week, that's this. I'm feeling the second one. I really want to love this. I thought I was going to love it a lot more, but I ended up planning this spread and back planning the week because I've just been playing catch up, which is not normally my style, but that's just life. And I planned this spread on Sunday the 29th, which was the last day. And I like to plan a little every single night, and I get to have my planner out on my desk and I get to look at it all week. I mean, I'm not working it from home, so I'm not seeing it all day, but in the evenings I'm able to see it. And but with back planning, you do the spread and then you close it and then you move on. And sometimes you take a peek back and do a little blast from the past, but most of the time you don't. So yeah, I originally had planned to use sparkly orange underlays with this black foil or just black ink from Leonard Designs, the foil bundle. Sorry, words are so hard. And I ended up just nixing the sparkly orange box underlays because I wouldn't even be able to see them. So I was just I'm going to save my money and use this for another kit. At that point, I was already so over the week because it was just a really tough week at school. So, and just it was just a week. So I was just not feeling the extra jazz. Nothing could redeem it. So it was not on any of the shops, but it was also really hard. My Cricut was really struggling to print both of these, so it took so many tries. But anyways, we are in a better state with my Cricut, and things are looking on the up and up. Long story short, the week. So this week was a really hard week because on Monday, I had a student that just flipped a switch, and he ended up becoming really violent and threw a chair at me and threw a chair around the classroom and was punching and kicking me. And thankfully he wasn't harming any other students. It was just me and the things in my classroom. But it made for a really hard week because I just took it. It was just hard. It was hard to process. I never had that happen to me, and I know that this happens a lot in education, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's normal. I've had a friend that's had that happen, but it's just unfortunate that that is normal, and not seen as a big deal. But I just feel really sad for the student and for the parents, and it's nothing that I did. There's obviously big emotions. Kids have big emotions, and we all do, and we're just learning how to cope with them. So it was a lot of he took a break for a couple days after just to think about choices because it was really unsafe. We had to evacuate the kids, the rest of the kids, out of my classroom, and admin was not getting there fast enough. So it was really hard to separate the kids and all this stuff. So yeah, long story long, it was a big deal. And we got it figured out. Thankfully, I have a really good relationship with him and his parents, and all is good. He's been back at school and he's had some really great days. And I think it was a good kind of reflection of let's think about some good strategies that we can use. So then when these big emotions come, like what can we do to take a break, to reset, to meet those needs so they don't escalate more. So I think it's just a good learning. It wasn't a fun situation to be in. And I just felt really sad for the other students. And because this is I've created such my classroom is my safe place, and I always want to hope and think that it's their safe place too. A lot of the kids spend more time in my classroom with me than they do with their own parents. And so I didn't want them to not feel safe in their classroom, but thankfully they all handled it really well. And they were such good friends to him. And I think that was just it was just a hard week, and a lot of talking through things with, on the admin and meeting side and parent side, and also just, really choosing conversations and having those intentional conversations with my class. And so it was just really exhausting week, emotionally draining, and I was just processing the feeling of, getting hurt in my own safe place too. But that's enough of that. That was kind of that. And so yeah, sorry. I'm just still processing and rethinking about the week. It was really heavy. Because again, I teach first grade. He's 7. These kids are 7 and 6. It's just wild. Then it was report card week, which put another dun 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 to the week, because it is just chaos to get everything that we need to in line in order to do report cards, and our report card system is so clunky and terrible. And just on top of it, it was so rainy and cold, and I am not a happy person when it's rainy and cold. So you throw on the week's events and then plus rainy and cold, and it was no, this is not my week. I have family that have moved to Arizona, and my dad was visiting this week to Arizona, and just they're in 80 degrees sending me pictures. I'm you are rubbing it in. This is not fair. But I am happy for them. I could move, but it's also hard to move. The thought of moving as an adult seems really scary, but I know it's also very common. So please let me know if you have moved as an adult. Have you moved away from the place you grew up and family? And, was that hard, or was it worth it to go to a place you love? My siblings, obviously, they both moved, and my brother has kids and, wife, they all moved, and they would say it's so worth it because of the weather and the life that they're able to live there. So I guess it is worth it, but it's just hard to think about. And nothing might ever happen, but definitely something just thinking about in this phase of life. We don't have kids, we just have a dog. This could be the time, but it's also good to stay by family too. So all the rambles. This week I also tried to do something fun with my class, and I threw a spontaneous pumpkin party on Thursday. We don't celebrate Halloween at our school, which I think is most, but maybe not. I feel I saw on Instagram a lot of schools do Halloween, so I don't know. The schools around me, they don't do it. It's not a thing. Halloween is celebrated by the kids for sure, but not in the schools. And so we just did a pumpkin party, and I got these cute little white pumpkins from Trader Joe's. They were 89 cents, and the kids got to decorate them and paint them and put jewels on them, and they had the time of their life. And that was literally the pumpkin party. No stations, just pumpkin painting. And they were content and happy, and that was great. And I think it was fun to just have something fun and light to do to turn around the week. Plus, I put up pumpkin decorations hanging from the ceiling, and that is such a game changer. That instantly brings it to party level when they see decorations hanging. It's they're oh my goodness, it's a party. which I love. Kids are sometimes easy to please, sometimes not. Sometimes they are hardcore and you're like, hello, I am doing so much for you. I feel like I have a lot of those incidents. But this week was also hard because of everything going on. I stayed late till like 6, 7 p.m. almost every day, and our contract time ends at like 3:30, so that was just way too late. And I have to, a lot of the times I was getting there at like 6:30, so I was spending 12-hour days, and that was just, that's not healthy. That is not sustainable, and I know that, but yet I did it. Yeah. So then this weekend, thankfully I was able to get report cards done so then I didn't have to spend my weekend doing it, because we ended up having to spend the weekend cleaning to host my dad and mom to celebrate my dad's birthday. Here is the finished spread. What are words? Anyways, I feel like this week is like a little chaotic. I don't love how it turned out, and that is okay. It is not any shop's fault. It is my own. I decided to pull the orange underlays and not use them, and maybe that would have helped, but I planned this literally on Sunday, so like it just wasn't happening, and that's okay. So yeah, I feel like when you back plan, like if I'm not gonna be looking at it that much, I was like, I'm not even gonna be able to see this because the week is over. So I didn't want to waste all those beautiful underlays. I will save them for another spread. I already knew that this week, it was a really tough week at work, which I talked about in my voiceover. So I was already feeling like over the week and just wanting to be done. I'm still glad I used this kit, and I'm excited to see how other people pair it and pair the foiling and whatnot, but not my fave in like my own personal spreads, and that's okay. Still love this cute black bottom washi and the fun colors and all the different elements. So you know what? Next week is a new week, and that's all that matters. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye everyone.